So when we last spoke, I think about 10 months ago, this was sort of the height of the COVID-19 pandemic and the geopolitical situation around it. I asked you, why does China pick a fight with 60% of the world economy at once? And you said, and I quote, China's leaders believe they are delivering an educational dose of pain, which teaches governments, particularly those of American allies, that it's time to take China very seriously. So today I ask you, have they been successful? Are they being taken more seriously?
I think they are. And I think in some ways that's clearly working for them. And I think their strategy remains basically that at the end of the day, everyone is driven by fear and greed more than they are driven by love. And so, we live in a bleak world in which strength is the most important factor. I think they still believe that. And I think they are still picking on American allies, whether it's Canada or Australia, or sanctioning the European Union in ways that we think are clumsy and self-harming, but which they think are smart. And I think in terms of one goal, which is to make us fear China and to understand that China offers opportunities that we cannot afford to ignore, so fear and greed, I think that message comes through loud and clear, so they can sort of say that that's a win. The problem is, though, that I think they're probably wrong if they completely dismiss, if not love, at least the idea of trust. And I do think that if countries are now perhaps, particularly in Europe, increasingly kind of in despair at the idea of ever changing China's course or trying to contain China, and certainly, wary of joining an alliance of Western countries to try and challenge China, at the same time, they are much, much more concerned about the direction of China's kind of politics and this kind of bullying, this willingness to use China's strength and its market power. And I think you're seeing much more really concrete discussions in Europe about defensive measures. To borrow a phrase from a French sinologist, François Godemont, he has this nice phrase about the need to China-proof our economies and our values. And I think that work is continuing in really interesting ways. And I think that's the flip side of the aggression that China thinks is teaching everyone a useful lesson.